Simon & Schuster Audio presents All the Water in the World, a novel by Raney. Read by Rebekkah Ross and Gabra Zackman.
Part 1. Eve. 1. A lake is a black hole for sound. The wind, the crack of a hammer, the cries of birds and children weave a rim of noise around the water, making its silence more profound. When a turtle or a fish breaks the surface, the sound appears to come from within. Maddy, who is a natural philosopher, would want to know whether it really is sound, or just the possibility of sound that issues from such breaches. I mention Maddy because to have a child is to have a twofold mind. No thought or action belongs to me alone. This holds true more than ever now. Every morning that summer I made my way to the dock, moving my cup of coffee up and down to prevent a spill. Some days when I arrived, the mist was a thick white lid. Some days it was lifting to expose the pan of still water. Some days I could see circles of rain popping out on the lake before the drops reached my skin. Robin never came with me. He was busy building the new room in the attic, a blank place that smelled of raw wood and glue and had a completely different light from the rest of the house. Being up in the thick part of the pines, it should feel like a treehouse if it's ever finished. When I reached the shore, the day I met our neighbor, the mist had already cleared. The colors were intense, almost unbearably so. Sap green, white gold, blue of every kind. The dock wobbled underfoot as I stepped down, making me aware of both the mass and the instability of water. I set my cup on the low table at the end and brushed the dew off the two Adirondack chairs, whose green surface was bubbled and flaking. Those chairs needed repainting, but I knew if I mentioned it to Robin, he would say in his hearty voice, "Hey, Eve, that's a good job for you." And I have more than enough to do while I'm here. Standing to face the lake, I indulged in a moment of play, as though I were on a stage with the curtain closed behind me. I swung my arms. I did 50 jumping jacks. I mimed a person singing or shouting until I felt myself to be rising, clothed in feathers and scales, a creature that forgets everything and lives by its wits. I sat and sipped my coffee. Before me the pine trees pointed up, and their reflections pointed down, just as convincing as the real ones. And I allowed myself a few moments to believe in this second world. At the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?